and go bold. That is the message 150 lawmakers are expected to give at a news conference today, this afternoon, about this debt crisis that we're all mired in this country. So we've got 8 more days until the super committee has to roll out their plan to cut more than $1 trillion from the budget. And the members of the committee, they're very busy. Watch.
Let me say this. We know that the deadline's there, and there's still time to meet the deadline.
Excuse me. Hi, Guy.
Hey, Senator, are you concerned about the time?
I'm not going to speak about anything relative to our committee activities.
So, is there talk about a new proposal at this point? I mean, we're right down to the snubbing post.
Well, we're still talking.
Okay.
Still talking.
Still talking, still talking. That's the buzzword there. I'm joined now by 2 members of the Go Big coalition, Democratic Congressman Heath Shuler and Republican Senator Saxby Chambliss, formerly of the Gang of 6. Gentlemen, welcome. Good to have you here this morning.
Good to be with you.
Senator Chambliss, let me start with you, sir. When you listen to those men and women coming and going, do you have any confidence that the super committee is going to come up with a deal to cut more than $1 trillion in the next 8 days?
Well, Martha, we know they've had one heck of a challenge. To do what they've been charged to do within about a 120-day period is a really mammoth undertaking. But we know all the members of the Super 12 committee. We know they're all dedicated public servants, and that they're working hard to try to get there. But frankly, it's a huge challenge to achieve even the 1.2, and really going for $4 trillion is almost as easy as going to 1.2, and that's been our message to them, that if you will go big, do what the markets have said we need to do to show a responsible effort, then we're there with you. We got your back.
You know, Congressman Shuler, the word is that Congressman Becerra and Congressman Clyburn have basically stepped away from this process. 2 of the super committees, both Democrats. Have you heard that? And, you know, what was a deal breaker for them? And can anything get done if they're not in it?
Well, I have not heard that, but I hope at this point in time our country needs everyone engaged, regardless of their political perspective. They need to drop the political jargon. They need to step up to the plate and say, hey, it's time for the American people need us. The whole world is watching. We need compromise. We need to make sure that we can get confidence back into the markets, as the senator has spoken about. And once we do that, jobs will come back. We'll be able to move our country forward.
Excuse me for interrupting, Congressman, but, you know, I mean, what we have to talk about is spending cuts. At least, you know, at least that has to be half of the ball game here. And it seems, you know, I was listening to Senator Jim DeMint the other day, that we're not talking about any real cuts. And even if you look at Pat Toomey's proposal, and everyone gives him a lot of credit, you know, for trying to be a negotiator on the super committee, the things that he has suggested, like means testing Medicare and selling off some federal land, you know, might be good ideas, but it doesn't sound like anybody on either side is talking about slashing spending in the kind of way that most Americans, at least at the midterm, seem to be calling for you all to do.
Martha, I couldn't agree more. That's the reason why both the Gang of 6 and the Bowles-Simpson report suggests that there's lots of cuts to be that are available for us, and then we have to put the entitlement programs in the mix of that. If you look at the overall budget, such a substantial part of what we need to do comes in Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, defense, and because if the interest rate goes up 1 point, that's another $160 billion a year that we're going to have to pay, and we cannot continue to borrow money.
You know, I mean, if they don't reach a deal, Senator Chambliss, there's, you know, some suggestion that the bond markets, evaluators may slice, you know, our credit rating again, that a lot of these things could happen. I think that with the approval numbers of Congress, people are so disenchanted with the ability to get anything done. And there is the idea out there that Republicans don't want to get anything done either, because they'd like to see this president replaced by another president, and they think if there's a deal done, that might not happen.
Well, I don't think that's right, Martha. From a wholesale standpoint, there may be some individual members on both sides that would like to see nothing done, but by virtue of the fact that Heath and Mike Simpson on the House side, Mark Warner now on this side, have put together a group that, you know, is bipartisan, it's bicameral, and also it's what I would say is bi-philosophical. We've got a lot of liberal, a lot of conservative folks who are determined that the super committee should get something out in a productive way, and that's why we're saying, guys, we're here with you, we're supporting you, and we want to be there at the end with a really major package.
Well, we got 8 days to go, and we hope that they listen to some of what you folks are putting forward. Thank you so much for being with us, Representative Heath Shuler, Senator Saxby Chambliss. Gentlemen, thank you. Good to see you as always.